Hey folks, it's Maxi here and welcome to a new TEW2020 video. You join us today for our third edition of the Free4All series, and we are having a show in Mexico. The crazy thing is here, we are actually that popular in Mexico, we could have looked at an attendance of just shy of 120,000, although due to the capacity we are going to be in the reaches. I think it's about 90 odd thousand we should be looking at. So on the to-do list to invest in a stadium in Mexico to get the highest attendance possible. But looking forward to this one. As I say, it's on the road to Revolution, which will be at the end of the month. And I'm really hoping that the card here does, the show justice, because it is quite an exciting card. Historically, we've obviously done the Free4All series in a variety of different places. We started all with Dream Big. Kenny Omega, Shawn Michaels was your opener. Not bad. And your main event was MJF taking on the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson, and Party Boom, which also saw Kenny in the opener against Malachi Black. Saw a main event of Adam Cole versus Bryan Danielson, and Private Party winning the AEW World Tag Championships from the Young Bucks. So that's the historical nature of the Free4All series. But what about today's card? Let's take a little look. So, we're going to open up with some high-flying action and a local hero, a hometown hero, as Penta El Zero M takes on Ricochet in what should be a very exciting opener. I've then opted for a tag team match, which is going to see the team of QT Marshall and Ryan Nemeth take on the Lost Reality. Now, the Lost Reality is basically two guys that were lost to the reality era of WWE, which of course is Matt Cardona and the natural Nick Nemeth, who's recently acquired. Obviously, they've been taunting Ryan, so that's kind of the way this storyline is going. So he has taken QT Marshall as a tag partner, and those two teams will do battle this evening. Whilst not a Mexican, from Puerto Rico he is, however he does represent Lucha Libre. I feel like it was a good chance to give Lince Dorado a chance against Matt Riddle for the Lucha Underground Championship, so that should be a banger, depending if the styles clash or not. We've got a nice wee 5v5 tag match, which is going to see the team of Flamita joining alongside the Young Bucks, Hangman Adam Page and Kenny Omega to battle the team of Richard Holiday, Sammy Guevara, FTR and Black Taurus. The TNT Championship will be on the line as we give the opportunity to Mascara Dorada to take on Pac. The Zero X Championship is going to see a lot of high-flying action from luchadors from Mexico, from an American luchador, and Dante Martin. So Yuta will defend against Bandido, Dante, Dragon Lee and Garza Jr. Hell, you could even say that Yuta is the only one that's not a luchador in that. Some of the Mexican representation in our 7th matchup will see the team of Thunder Rosa and Margarita Moya, who's Mexican, team up with her tag partner Tay Conte, take on the former tag team champions who've had a little bit of distension between them in Jamie Hayter and Chris Stylander, and they'll be teaming with Athena. The Lucha Underground Trios Championships were on the line as the House of Black, who have of course Lavanya with them recently. He has aligned himself over on Rampage, just another European to join the group, but they will be defending them against Barbaro Carve Enaro, Raul Mendoza and Santos Fantasma. The tag scene is obviously very, very competitive here, and the Fatu Brothers have managed to gain some momentum with some victories, so they get the opportunity tonight to take on Proud N Poweful. The continuous domination of the Baddies stable, of course, Mercedes Varnado, Jade Cargill and Stokely Hathaway, sees Mercedes take on a very game challenger in the form of Toni Storm. And after a few issues previously with Prince Devitt turning on babyface, the fight between, of course, the faction that Andrade has taking on MJF's lackeys in the last couple of weeks, sees Andrade get the big opportunity in this main event in Mexico as Andrade El Idolo challenges MJF in Mexico for the AEW World Championship. That's the card we've got in store for you. I'll go and put some angles in. Let's do the show. So I've turned out in front of 87,523 at the Estadio Azteca, and we have a little segment to just kind of, thank the fans for their attendance and how much it means for AEW to have such a major show in Mexico. Now you wondered, obviously it's been a while since I've seen him, but here's Rey Fenix, of course, That terrible injury that he sustained working for AAA has meant that he is retired with a very, very severe spinal injury. I keep trying to get him to come out of retirement, but his body is generally at zero, so I don't think we'll ever see him again, which is a shame because he was someone I was going to push to the moon. So he's kind of like an AEW ambassador. He comes out and just says it's great for everybody to be here. Rey Mysterio comes out and he obviously says the same kind of stuff. Just says it's great to be working for such a fantastic company, and he's really happy to bring the show to the fans. Interrupted by Cody Rhodes and alongside him, Ollie Ethan Page, and it's just basically Cody saying he can thank me for this whole damn company in the first place. Because of course in this reality he's never left. And of course a part of the Supreme Collective is Ollie Ethan Page. But it's just a bit of an argument. It's to kind of give a fun segment. We do add a bonus match, which was not previously mentioned, which is going to see Rey Mysterio take on Cody Rhodes later on this evening. The promo itself gets a 77 because Cody and Ollie Ethan Page don't like to be scripted, and Fenix struggled and obviously doesn't have the overness levels of the other guys, but 77 still fairly good. Opening contest was about to have great wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd. Penta scores one over Ricochet in 13:59 with the Fear Factor. Simple, 76, but disappointing though, an 85 and a 78 performance brings a 76. It was just a regular matchup. It could possibly be down to the Bobby Road Agent work, but Penta scores the win in your opening contest. Mixed up, and about to hit some subpar wrestling in a little heat. The Lost Reality defeated Ryan Nemeth and QT Marshall in 6:52 when Matt Cardona pinned QT Marshall with an FU VKM. Wonder what that is aimed at. During the matchup though, we had Ryan Nemeth turn on QT Marshall, therefore aligning himself with the Lost Reality. So a 57. This is just a kind of storyline I've been building up on Dynamite, which gave its conclusion here. And that's where the turn has happened because handle changes. 6 segments, and he is now going to be aligned with his brother and his friend Matt Cardona. And next up we confirm the alliance in a 57 rated segment. Obviously Ryan not the most over, but alongside Nick and Matt. Moving further on, we had a decent matchup for the Lucha Underground Championship. Matt Riddle defeating Lince Dorado in 11:17 with a floating bro, giving him his third defence of the belt. Not too much to talk about here. A 71. Good to see they didn't have a clash of styles. But good matchup here. And Matt Riddle picks up the win. It's a bit weird having a Lucha Underground Championship just because I can't get a hold of Ring of Honor because they obviously have never ceased financially in this game. Anyway, next up we had great wrestling and good heat. The team of Flamita, Hangman Adam Page, Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks defeat Black Taurus, Sammy Guevara, Richard Holiday and FTR in 14:13 when Kenny pinned Richard Holiday with a one-winged angel. A variety of performances there. You can see Nick and Matt in the high 80s alongside Hangman and Flamita for that matter. Sammy with a 90, Kenny with a 96. But overall 82, probably because of the amount of men in it and the limited time, but the babyfaces pick up the win. We had a bout that was good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd. Pac defeating Mascara Dorado in 12:44 with the Brutalizer. He gets his 11th defence of the TNT Championship, so again adding prestige to the belt, which IRL had suffered a good bit of prestige and steam behind it. But 82 performance, 79 and 85, and good to see both these guys' styles did not hamper each other, so good matchup. Happy with that. Gets the belt on the show. Next up with about had good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd as Wheeler Yuta defeated Bandito, Dante Martin, Dragon Lee and Garza Jr. in 14:24 when Yuta submitted Dante with the Yuta lock, giving him his 6th defence of the championship belt. I just still feel like it's too early to take it off him, but these guys combined to give us a 79 rated steal the show match. Variety of performances was good. Dante only a 6-1, but is that way like you want to give him a singles run but you don't want to make him 2 over for in case Darius comes back from the severe concussion. So probably good matches, good showcases, and let's be honest, it's 5 pretty good athletes in this matchup, but it is Yuta who picks up the win. Bit of a promo. No we don't, we just have an over the top entrance. Only a 46, lack of anything interesting. I know these segments get that because they're 5 minutes, but it's Thunder Rosa. It would be spectacular, it would be over the top, and it's so the crowd goes wild. So it does get a penalty because of that, but a 46, I felt like it would be realistic that she'd done that. Before the 6-woman tag, decent matchup, and it's Thunder Rosa, Margarita Moya and Tay Conti defeating Jamie Hayter, Chris Statlander and Athena in 12:01 when Thunder Rosa pinned Athena with La Rosa. 69 here. You can see in terms of performances, everybody done pretty well. That's actually Margarita Moya's best performance. She usually tailors in like a mid-30 in the US, so obviously far more over in Mexico. But yeah, pretty happy with that one. And tensions will continue to be between the former tag team champs, Jamie Hayter and Chris Statlander. We then have Mysterio just cut the promo backstage. It was me trying to get the rating up a little bit for promos. But just him really just saying, looking forward to giving the fans a great matchup and scoring the win over Cody Rhodes, 79. So naturally, what happens? Great heat, good wrestling. Cody defeats Rey in 12:36 with the Crossroads because of interference from All Ego, Ethan Page. 81 here, Cody's far more over than Mysterio. They're at completely different points of their careers. So obviously Cody was going to get the win. I only made it 12 minutes because I feared they would suffer from the psychology penalty, which it seems like they haven't, which is good to see. I know Cody's only 76 psychology, I think Rey's 79, but overall pretty happy with that one. Obviously you're going to have Mysterio struggling with stamina and declining physical ability. Because of this one, you'll see the likes of AJ Styles, Edge, just to name two, start to be phased out, Nakamura as well, and a lot of these guys will either have bit part roles or they'll probably just let their contracts expire and let them go. But 81, still pretty decent. Next up was the Trios match for Lucha Underground Championships. Decent matchup, the team of Santos Fantasma, Raul Mendoza and Barbario Carvanaro defeated the House of Black, Buddy Matthews, Brody King and Malachi Black in 12:43 when Santos Fantasma pinned Brody King with a bridging German suplex, giving us new Lucha Underground Trios champions. So there you can see a variety of performances. Barbario Carvanaro is going to be a lot more over in Mexico than he is in the States, so that's why he gets an 84 here. It's up to me to build him up in the US. But a 75 is pretty good. I felt the House of Black had a good run with the belts, but I kind of want to push Buddy Matthews towards the 0X division, and Brody King and Malachi Black is the kings of the Dark Throne, or the Black Throne. I can't remember what it is, but aye, that tag team anyway. I'll need to Google what the name is, I forgot. As we book. Celebration angle, obviously the fans go mental for the home country heroes, which is of course the baby faces here, so that was a 62. Barbaro comes across well. We then moved on to a tag team championship match, decent matchup, Proud N Poweful defeating the Fatu Brothers in 12:19 when Ortiz pinned Jay Fatu with the Street Sweeper, giving them their 4th defence of the championships. I felt this one could have been a little bit better, pretty poor there from John and Jay, only getting 56 and 61 respectively. Maybe not quite over in Mexico as I would like, but Proud and Poweful pick up the big victory. We then have a little segment where they're in the ring and then Penta comes in the ring. Penta says, in this instance, obviously I would have loved to push the Lucha Bros. Obviously the injury absolutely screwed that, but they'd have been multi-time champions and they'd have been just constantly like getting shoved in your faces. I just love watching, especially Rey Fenix. Just love that tag team. But because of that, obviously Penta doesn't have a tag partner. That is until now. Penta confirms that someone has signed to AEW that will be his tag partner, and they are going to challenge Santana and Ortiz for the tag team belts at the end of the month at Revolution. As a Mexican superstar, as a Mexican wrestler, but because he is not officially under contract yet, he can't confirm who it is. So that's me just giving you a surprise, but it's going to be Santana and Ortiz versus Penta and new signing, who's Mexican, and those teams will go ahead and battle at Revolution. So you've got that to look forward to. So 71 there. Get your guesses in the comments section, who you think it could be. Oh wow, did not expect that to be so good. And yeah, if they did not have a psychology penalty, how good could that have been? That's promising. If I ever get any sort of women's match over into the light blue 80s, I'm obviously ecstatic and like shocked, and I'm like, this division is going to get a 90. I'm going to make it happen. But good bout, great wrestling, good heat. Mercedes Varnado defeats Toni Storm in 13:53 with a handful of tights. Mercedes makes the 6th defence of the TBS Championship title. So 86, absolutely stellar for these two. It's actually really tempted me to maybe change plans and possibly go a rematch at Revolution, because that's stellar. That's fantastic work from Toni and Mercedes. Mercedes won 91 there. That's incredible. She had a little bit of a falter with poor booking by me, but ever since we went right in on her as TBS champion, she's carried that belt. She's been spectacular. And your main event, only scores an 88 despite 89-87 performances. I actually thought both of them would be higher. I genuinely thought Andrade would get a performance in the 90s. But anyway, exceptional matchup. MJF defeats Andrade El Idolo in 1806 with a foreign object. MJF makes the 4th defence of the AEW World Championship. So, boos around Mexico, but we have to keep the crowd happy. We've got to make them go happy, as after the matchup, the people he screwed in the last couple of main events, Andrade, joined by Kenny Omega and Darby Allin, beat the utter crap out of him, and that is to send the crowd home happy. So an 85 there. I think we might look at maybe an 84, 85 for our overall rating, maybe an 86. But the babyfaces stand tall, and we have it confirmed on Tony Khan's Twitter that we will see a main event matchup at Revolution for the AEW World Championship. MJF will defend his championship in a fatal 4-way, as it's MJF versus Andrade El Idolo, Kenny Omega and Darby Allin. So that's 2 matches that you've got already announced to look forward to. That championship match, and of course the matchup for the AEW World Tag Team Championships. 87, the boost helped there, so we don't lose anything, so that's good. Happy with that. So I feel like it's a decent show. Really good opportunity to showcase our Mexican wrestlers, and at the same time, as I say, have a few title changes and test the waters for a few things going forward. So we'll drop into the main screen, we'll see if anything pops up. I know it's been a lot of like especially in-game shows that have been close together, but this is where I now start to have the run where everything's like branched out. So instead of like 4 events in the space of 5 weeks, I literally have a build of a month to next events. So, well, 3 weeks to Revolution, that's at the end of the month. Then it's 4 weeks to Blood and Guts, and then it's so on and so forth, unless I decide to add in some special shows. But we've got a big enough roster where we can keep rotating anyway. So that's how, like, you think of that show there, that's without CM Punk, John Cena, Randy Orton, Bryan Danielson, just to name 4. And that was like a lesser matchup for Kenny and Hangman as well. So there's a lot of things we can certainly do. Shawn Michaels has joined the Hall of the Immortals, which I think was always going to happen anyway. Yoshihashi's left as 1 month deals up. Takahashi debuts a brand new move. Fantastic reviews for our show, which is good to see. Anything else that directly affects us? Not that I can see. And that's just someone back to New Japan from the excursion. Somebody from... Well, it's not going to let me see it. There you go. The Enters Wrestling. So, a New Gen. Unemployed? Oh, he's got a ton of Achilles. I never mind then. We'll leave that. Jennifer Blake retires as well. She's someone I used to use a lot in EWR. I think she had like a really good speed stat, which was very rare at the time for the women's athletes and the mods I used. But she was someone I always pushed quite high. But as you say, too old now and has retired. Because I think that she would have been in her 30s, early 30s. Because EWR was a long time ago. William Nelson just extends his contract. They're just contract extensions for developmental. A lot of them have just been people in the wrestling business that have come in. Or in the other case of Mystique and Del Mexico, just people were working on to develop. So Dish Networking main event, we're just going to let those deals expire. As I say, I'm quite happy just to run off of AEW Plus. Money's not really an option. The only thing I'm really caring about is try to get the best shows and the best matches in fantasy booking, so there's a lot of stuff I'm not really worrying as much about, hence zero buy rate, but 26.445, 20 million viewers. Minoru Suzuki says Tai Conti is charismatic. Well, those two got on fine, we know that, real life. Fractured collarbone, not ideal. Nagami, obviously we're not going to sign him. And Ime Sakura is retired, so she is a road agent, but we actually keep her here as well because she is a mentor to, of course, two wrestlers we have on our main roster at the moment, which is of course Riho and Mi Suruga, who is really over. We just have not really done anything with her since last year, so we'll keep her as it's not involved with ring work because she can't, and a 9-month contract for Ime Sakura. So just to confirm what I said earlier on, that's your schedule going forward. Obviously things can change and other stuff can come in, but we will have Revolution at the end of the month, then Blood and Guts, and then Double or Nothing. We might move Battle of the Belts at one point, and we'll maybe remove a Mission of Justice completely, because more so that was a kind of thank you Sting event, so we'll see how it goes. It's a lot of events, but when you've got a big roster, it gives me a chance to keep going for that 100 rated show. But yeah, also may use a lot more of this ridiculously massive roster, which is at 227. I have trimmed it down, but it's still a bit too big. But there is a lot of people that, as I say, contracts are up and they'll be let go to do what they wish. Because there's a lot that are kind of there where they're too big for developmental, but they do not want to stay developmental. You might have seen who the debutant was there. Let's see how swift your eyes were. But anyway, that's for the next video. I'll go and book the next few Dynamites and Rampages. I'll get the card put together and hopefully we can have a fantastic Revolution. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Check out the Fantasy Booker subreddit and the Grey Dog software forums. And of course, if you like TW, but you get annoyed by the small resolution, remember on Steam you can check out Pro Wrestling Sim, which I enjoy, but because I'm so goddamn addicted to this save, I just can't find a save that motivates me on that. So I do enjoy the game, this save has me hooked, basically. So cheers for watching, enjoy the rest of your day, bye bye.